Well, it's hard to believe it's only been 90 days since planting the garden inside the garden dome. And we've already harvested multiple times. In fact, this garden got started early last winter. Some of them started as hydroponic starts, some of them were seed starts back in March. But now they're all full grown, ready to eat produce. 90 days ago, we just barely finished building the structure of our garden dome. In fact, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to harvest anything this year after we got the beds in because it was such a late start in the year. Planted beets, cucumbers, squash, tomatoes, peppers, herbs, asparagus, kale, and not just produce, even sunflowers.
So what exactly have we been able to harvest? Well, we've harvested dozens of tomatoes, some summer squash, 2 separate armloads of beet greens, cucumbers, a good amount of basil, as well as other herbs including cilantro, dill, chervil, marjoram, thyme, and rosemary, beetroot, and kale. And it shouldn't be much longer until I can harvest this awesome butternut squash. But aside from veggies, I've also done several harvests of sunflowers and other flowers that I use in my artwork.
Building the dome wasn't just about having an amazing garden. It was also about acquisition and acquiring unusual items like all of these citrus trees, a nectarine tree, and a fig tree, and a palm tree. Over here is the berry patch. Blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, and honeyberries. The thing that impressed me most were the beets. We've already had multiple harvests of beet greens, but now we're actually harvesting the beetroot itself. And what I'm most excited about actually is growing winter squash. Never have been successful in the mountains growing winter squash because it does take quite a few growing days. And I've never been able to grow peppers up here because it's just not hot enough over 9,300 feet in elevation to grow nightshades like peppers and tomatoes very well. Sunflowers are doing amazing. I had several plants, some of them are gone now. Done several harvests of sunflowers, mostly for my artwork. I've got bee balm salvia coming here. I have a lot of portulaca flowers in a very hot window, which is where I leave my succulents. And some lantana, which is very tolerant of high temperatures. And some climbing vines. So this is silver lace vine, which I also use in my artwork. People say it's invasive, and I'm like, bring it on, because I want to see this entire dome covered in flowering vines.
And harvest season is just beginning as far as I'm concerned. While most people see the end of summer as the end of the gardening season, we hope to get a couple of more months of producing in the dome as we can keep the temperatures warmer and more stable. In fact, we might be able to get a second planting of greens and harvest those in here before Thanksgiving. Funny enough, in my raised bed outside, I have some self-seeding arugula going on right now. I tasted it. It tastes exactly like arugula, so I know that's what it is. I just have planted arugula in this bed for years, and it always goes to seed really quickly, but I think I'll be able to transplant it into the dome and protect it from going to seed as we enjoy the cooler temperatures coming into fall. And I've also been able to use this time of year to transplant some flowers that I want to overwinter in the dome. I want to get them an early start for next spring. And the most amazing was that today, when I went to town, I found that our local hardware store had an amazing clearance sale, 4 plants for $1. Basically, I ended up with 5 flats of flowers and plants that I'm planting right now this week into the dome so I can have an early start for spring and maybe get some more flowers, extend their season so they don't die off. Basically, it was either the dumpster or just have a fire sale, and I timed it just right. Came home with all these plants for $13. Right now, we are past the frost date. Today is September 9th. It is the frost date at our location. So it's September 9th and June 9th. We really can have a frost any day now. So it's definitely important if I want to overwinter things to get them in the dome as soon as possible.
So all in all, I'm definitely pleased. It hasn't been an overflowing harvest, but it's definitely more than what I expected in our first year. And this is just year number 1. I can't wait to see how year number 2 goes when things start taking off, like perhaps the Meyer lemon tree, or hopefully the grapevines produce. I got 2 of them just in case. And I'm definitely thinking about doing some fall and winter sowing. So I might end up putting lettuces, greens, and other quick growers here in this garden bed. So if I've piqued your curiosity about garden domes, definitely hit subscribe. It's not just about growing the best garden, but what we can actually do in the space year round, especially with an above ground pond as part of the ecosystem. It's going to be a super cool place to hang out on the mountain in the middle of winter and extend our season in each direction. Hopefully not just growing food, but growing flowers and having a lot of fun doing it. We'll see you in the next video.